Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seattle, Washington. We are coming to you live from Iron Coaching Court inside Royal Brown Pavilion. My name is Greg Sexton. You are watching SPU Volleyball as the Seattle Pacific University Falcons get ready to host the Central Washington University Wildcats. And these teams are battling for postseason position here as coming into this match, the Wildcats tied for third in the conference, 7-4 in conference play, 12-7 overall for the Wildcats. Seattle Pacific below 500 overall, 8-11, but they are 6-5 in GNAC play, just a game behind the Wildcats. And they did defeat Central Washington in Ellensburg on September 24th in 5 sets. And we could go 5 sets again here tonight as these teams match up pretty well, pretty evenly, as the starting lineups being introduced. And really can't stress it enough, both teams really need to put together a solid stretch run here for a chance to make it into the field in the NCAA tournament. Central Washington receiving votes, not ranked in the top 25, but they are receiving votes in that poll. SPU on the outside looking in, but still with a chance to get it done here. Falcons are coached by first-year head coach Jason Ryan, and Central Washington, kind of the other end of the spectrum, their head coach in his 27th season as the coaches shake hands at mid-court right now. And Mario Andaya, the coach for the Wildcats, he actually is coaching his daughter here, Tia Andaya, out of Ellensburg. A couple of Ellensburg natives on the Central Washington roster, Shaughnessy Fisk, the other one. And Tia Andaya actually started her college career at Gonzaga, but transferred to play for her dad at Central Washington. And the lineups on the floor right now, SPU with Paige Dawson out there to start things, Allison Wilkes, Maddie Pruden, Ashley Antoniak, Emily Tolino, and now Abigail Cunningham comes in to get Hannah Hare. And for Central, they are going to have Tia Andaya, Kylie Thorne, and coming off the floor now is Emma Daoud-Hebert. They have Ashley Kaufman out there, Sydney Remsburg, and Alyssa Smith, as Hannah Stiers, the libero, checking in, wearing the white jersey, number 13 for the Wildcats. And it'll be Ashley Kaufman to serve to get this match going. And we're off and running here from Royal Rome Pavilion. Antoniak kind of going out toward the outside of the court to save that one, but Central Washington able to return it and send it back for the first point of the match. Kaufman will serve again. Wildcats with the all black with the white shoes and socks, pretty sharp look. And the Falcons with a kill from Maddie Pruden to tie it up at 1 apiece. Falcons, of course, in the gray jersey tops and the black shorts tonight. See them kind of go with some different looks. We've seen the white, the black, and the gray. And that's the way they're going tonight. Couple of critical home matches here this week as Falcons get Central Washington tonight, and then Northwest Nazarene comes in on Saturday. Both of those teams 7-4 currently in GNAC play, and the Falcons at 6-5. That one's saved by Stiers. And still alive here. Antoniak is blocked, and they say it lands in bounds. It's a point for the Wildcats as Daoud-Hebert checks back in up front with the full tights, number 16. And this is a service error here for Alyssa Smith. So Falcons will take it back, tied at 2. Lindsay Lambert and Aaron Smith will check in for the Falcons.
And number 16 on board, Aaron Smith. Lambert serving.
Lindsey Lambert to serve. 2-2 here in the first set. Stiers to the dig, and that's going to be a kill. I believe that was Daoud Eber that got to that one.
Last touch by SPU. Point for Central.
And it'll be 3-2 as Tia Andaya will serve.
Central serves.
And they will use her kind of all over. Well, as a setter and an outside hitter, she'll get some time at both of those spots. Antoniak sends it over for the Falcons, but the Wildcats able to return it. And they do say that the Falcons touched it on the way out of bounds. It is a point for the Wildcats, 4-2. They lead. And Andaya to serve again. She's a junior from Ellensburg, and I believe this is actually her 4th year. But one of those was the COVID year. This is Payne sending it over. Mariana Payne out of Camas, Washington. And that'll make it 5-2. Wildcats with the last 3 points. These teams, as I mentioned at the top, a 5-set match in Ellensburg on September the 24th. There's Daoud Eber with another kill. And that will put the Wildcats up by 4, 6-2 here in the first set. Falcons digging themselves into a bit of a hole here. Give the Wildcats a little credit for that. That one is hit into the net, and it's another point for the Wildcats as Aaron Smith was not able to clear the net. Jason Ryan takes a timeout here early in the first set. His squad is down 7-2, and we will step aside here on the SPU webcast and be right back with you in just a moment. Back inside Royal O'Brien Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. And the Wildcats have scored the last 5 to take a 7-2 lead here in the first set. Prompted an early timeout from Jason Ryan to talk things over with his squad and try to change the energy. And Tia Andaya puts that one into the net. And so the Falcons will get it back. Sydney Perry will check in for Paige Dawson. And it'll be Ashley Antoniak to serve. Falcons were 6-3 in conference play and dropped a couple on the road in Alaska last week, losing in 3 sets at Anchorage. And that one blocked. And no, it's going to give the point to the Wildcats there. I'm not sure if they ruled that came down out of bounds, but give the point to the Wildcats. It's 8-3. Here's Aaron Smith, and that one is out of bounds. And another point for Central. 9-3 as Kylie Thorne out of Pasco, Washington will serve. Kylie went to Chiawana High School. And Lindsey Lambert, the fake set. Wildcats a little bit caught off guard. They're able to get it back over, but Hannah Hare is there for the big block for the Falcons. She'll check out now. Ashley Wilkes in up front. And Abigail Cunningham, the libero for the Falcons, will serve here. And Wildcats able to get it back over. This is Erin Smith, and it comes down on the central side. And the Falcons back within 4 at 9-5. Still a ways to go here in this first set. And SPU still with some time to get a good run going here. This is Payne putting it over, and she's blocked as Allison Wilkes and Sydney Perry were there for the block. Sydney Perry featured in the YouTube interview this week on the volleyball page. Kind of a preview of this match and the one on Saturday. But yeah, the Falcons were 6-3 in conference, lost 2 last week. And that one is going to be a point for the Wildcats. 10-6 they lead. Wildcats, though, on the other end of the spectrum, they have won 3 straight and have swept all 3. So they were at 4-4 in GNAC play, and now they sit at 7-4 as Stiers comes up short. And the Falcons will take the point. Emily Tolino and Maddie Pruden back in for the Falcons. But straight sets for the Wildcats, wins over Alaska Fairbanks, St. Martin's, and Western Oregon. And the Falcons' most recent loss was to Alaska Fairbanks. As that's going to be another point for the Wildcats. Sydney Remsburg will check in and serve. She's out of Yakima, Washington. So is Alyssa Smith. They both went to West Valley. And Smith is in up front for the Wildcats. This is Sydney Perry with the spike in the kill. And that will bring the Falcons back to within 3 at 11-8. Perry will serve. Sends it over. Thorne the dig. And this one tapped over for the kill by Ashley Kaufman. Kaufman's going to serve now. Paige Dawson will check back in for SPU. It's 12-8 here in the first set. Mario Andaya in his 27th year as the head coach, and Antoniak sends that one. No, they said that it was off of the Wildcats. They disagree. And I think Mario Andaya is going to have them take a look at that one. As Robin Buck, the official near the scorers table, is explaining what she saw. And the official across the court, up on the platform, that is Kylie Nichols. And they are going to stick with that call. Not going to be challenged after the discussion there. And now Mario Andai is going to stand back up and no, not going to challenge it.
Civic will serve.
Just getting some clarification as 12-9 is the score, and Allison Wilkes puts it out of bounds. That'll make it 13-9.
Also substitutions for Central Washington and serving.
Rachel Lambrecht in to serve. Sophomore out of Fort Collins, Colorado. 13-9. Central by 4. Falcons trying to get a little closer. This one sent over by Kaufman. Here's Antoniak sending it back. That one's going to hit the floor on the Central side as they tried to keep it up off the floor but couldn't do it.
Returning for SPU,
13-10. Smith and Lambert back in for the Falcons. Stiers in for the Wildcats. And Lindsay Lambert will serve. 3-point deficit here for the Falcons in the first set. And that one going to be sent back over by Daoud Hebert, sophomore out of nearby Woodinville, Washington. And it's going to be Tia Andaya to serve for the second time in the match. Second rotation, I should say. She served a few points first time. And this one is kept alive by the Wildcats. Here's Antoniak. Stiers there for the dig. Thorne sends it over, lands it in bounds, and it's another kill for the Wildcats. Kylie Thorne gives the Wildcats a 5-point margin again. 15-10. And it'll be Andaya to serve again. Cross-court set for Antoniak. Here is Payne, and the Wildcats did get it back over. Antoniak now, and sent over by Payne for the kill. Mariana Payne got that one over, and that gives the Wildcats a 6-point margin here in the first set, 16-10. And Daya will serve again. Cunningham sets it up for Antoniak. Here's Stiers over with two hands. Antoniak, and she had it blocked, but the Falcons keeping it alive. This time she gets it over the front line. And Falcons unable to dig that one up. And it'll make it a 7-point margin. Wildcats by a touchdown, 17-10 here, as another timeout called by Jason Ryan. That's his second here in the first set. We'll be right back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Rome Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you. I didn't go anywhere. Just a little break for some water. We are back here, 17-10. Wildcats by 7 here in the first set. And the Falcons really needing to string some points together here to get back into this set. Here's Hannah Hare with the spike in the kill. And she wound up and hit that one hard. Sydney Perry back in. And Ashley Antoniak will serve. 17-11 now. Here's Andaya setting it up for Payne. She's blocked. And Hare gets to it again for the Falcons. But now Kaufman puts it over. Here's Hare again. She's blocked. And this time it's Perry, and she's blocked again. Daoud Hebert and Payne were there for the Wildcats, and they go back up by 7, 18-11.
Serving for the Wildcats, number 20, Kylie Thorne.
Kylie Thorne will serve for Central. Cunningham, and now Antoniak Gets it toward the net, and Perry puts it over. This one spiked over by Kaufman. Falcons able to keep it alive. Smith sends it back. It's blocked. And Dowd Hebert again. And she's having a spectacular first set. 19-11. As Dowd Hebert now 5 kills. And her second block coming just right there. This is Hare, and that one either was blocked or didn't clear the net, and it didn't clear the net. And so the Falcons find themselves down 9 here in this first set. Wildcats pushing for a few more points to take a 1-0 lead. Here's Andaya setting it up for Dowd Hebert, and that's going to be another kill. And Emma Dowd Hebert on fire here in the first set. Sophomore out of Woodinville, Washington. And it is 21-11. Here's Thorne serving again. Lambert sets it up for Sydney Perry. And Daya for Payne. She's blocked. Hannah Hare right there along with Sydney Perry. And the Falcons still down 9. But Abigail Cunningham will serve. See if she can get the Falcons a few points in a row here. There's a block by Allison Wilkes, rather. Aaron Smith was there as well. And so the Falcons, 2 straight points on blocks. Steyer's the dig here, and Daya sets it up for Kaufman, and that's going to be a Central Washington point. As Alyssa Smith will check back in up front, and Hannah Steyers will serve. Steyers out of 9 Mile Falls, Washington. Wilkes with a spike in the kill. And that'll make it 22-14. Tolino and Pruden back in for SPU, and Emily Tolino will serve. Emily Tolino leading the Falcons in assists. They use her in rotation with Lindsay Lambert as their setters. This is Mariana Payne sending it over. Perry returns it. And it's back on the Falcons side. Perry taps it over and is blocked. Mariana Payne got to that one. And that will make it a 9-point margin. Sydney Remsburg will check in. Remsburg, a setter. As Andaya has gotten the majority of the work at the setter position here in this first set. And that one, a little miscommunication. The Falcons able to get it over. Thorne sends it out of bounds. And the Falcons will take the point. Sydney Perry will put it in play. Here's Remsburg setting it up for Alyssa Smith. Allison Wilkes spikes it over. The Wildcats able to get it back. And Cunningham diving for that one. Can't set it up for a teammate. And it's a set point here for the Wildcats. Paige Dawson in for Sydney Perry. And it'll be Ashley Kaufman, junior from Hayden, Idaho, serving for the first set. Wildcats have made it look fairly easy, and how about that? That one just crawls over the net, and the Falcons not ready for the change in momentum there. And the Wildcats take set number 1, 25-15. Falcons will try to rebound in set number 2. We'll have it for you in a couple of minutes on the SBU webcast. Back inside Royal Grown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as we take a look at some of the some of the stats from the first set, rather, as the first set goes to the Wildcats, 25-15, and Emma Dowd-Hebert leading the way for them in kills with 6, and she had a couple of blocks as well. Ashley Kaufman and Kylie Thorne each with 3 kills for Central, and for SPU. Only one player with multiple kills for them. Ashley Antoniak has 2. And they didn't get a lot of kills in that first set. Central Washington, 9 assists for Andaya, 5 for Remsburg, and 7 digs from Hannah Stiers, their libero. A couple of blocks, as I mentioned, for Dowd-Hebert. For the Falcons, 3 assists for Emily Tolino leads the way in that department for them. 2 blocks apiece for Wilkes, Hare, Smith, and Perry, so they got some more blocks. But other than that, Central Washington dominating that first set. 4 digs for Emily Tolino to go with her 3 assists. And we will move to set number 2 coming up here as soon as these teams get set on the court. As it'll be Stiers checking in for Dowd-Hebert for the Wildcats.
Set number 2. Give it everything you got.
And
here we go.
Abigail Cunningham will come in and get Hannah Hare to start set number 2 as per usual. Hare will start on the floor, rotate out and rotate back in after should be the first rotation, as this will be Ashley Antoniak serving. Tolino will set it up for Sydney Perry, and she sends it long. No, they say that deflected off of the Wildcats, and so the Falcons with the first point there. Sydney Perry the kill, and here's Antoniak serving again. That one hits the net on the way over. And Daya sends it back and smokes it over for the kill. Emily Tolino can't get to it.
Back in for the Wildcats, number 16.
1 apiece here in the second set as Dowd-Hebert checks in up front again. And serving now is Alyssa Smith. And Maddie Pruden sends it over to put the Falcons in front again, 2-1 here in the second set. Allison Wilkes will serve. Central really played well in that first set, won by 10. And the Falcons needing to kind of flush that, and brand new set here. Tolino sets it up for Pruden, and that one's into the net. 2-2 is your score as Mariana Payne checks in for Sydney Remsburg. And it'll be Tia Andaya to serve. Tolino sets it up for Hannah Hare. And the Wildcats able to return it. Tolino again for Hare, and that time sends it over for the kill. Falcons 3-2 here in the second set. Smith and Lambert check back in. Lindsay Lambert, the senior out of Beaverton, Oregon, in the Portland area, will serve. And Daya sets it up, and Kylie Thorne floating a little bit to her left, but is able to spike it and put it over for the kill. As Thorne got up in the air and adjusted well to that one. She serves now. Aaron Smith sends it over for SPU. Here's Stiers. This one blocked. Falcons able to keep it alive. Smith gets it back over. Dowd-Hebert partially blocked by Hannah Hare there. Here's Perry tapping it over. Kept alive. Sent back over. by Kaufman. Here's Perry. And this one, Perry right to her as Andaya came up with the dig, and Perry was sitting there waiting for it. And a long rally there ends up going to the Falcons as they take a 4-3 lead. And it'll be Sydney Perry to serve. And Hannah Hare with the block on Mariana Payne. 5-3. And the Falcons with a 2-point margin now. Perry puts it over. And Payne with a spike in the kill. As the Falcons unable to return that one. Here's Paige Dawson checking in for Sydney Perry. Some of the matches in the past for the Falcons, we've seen either Sydney Perry or Aaron Smith on the floor. As there's Smith with the spike in the kill. Perry is off the floor right now. Sarah Brockvogel has not been in tonight for the Falcons to this point. And Allison Wilkes will check back in. Brockvogel's got a lot of playing time for SPU this year. And this is going to be an ace for Abigail Cunningham. Brockvogel on the sideline, and she's ready to go if called upon. That one blocked. Here's Payne. They're going to blow it dead and call a double touch on the Wildcats, and the Falcons have an 8-4 lead here in the second set after dropping the first one by 10. The Falcons trying to put together a solid second set here. And that one lands just out of bounds. And the Wildcats will take it back. Sydney Remsburg will check in and serve. (8-5). Falcons by 3. And Remsburg sends it over. And a spike and a kill there for Ashley Kaufman as the Falcons trying to set that and got it over the net inadvertently. And Kaufman the smash for the kill there, 8-6. Lambert sets it up for Wilkes, and she's blocked. Here's Aaron Smith sending it over. And that one is going to be the Falcons' point as the Wildcats kept it alive momentarily there, but not able to get it back over. Emily Tolino checking in to serve. Maddie Pruden back in up front as well for SPU. 9-6. Falcons by 3. Tolino, and that's going to be an ace for Emily Tolino. As the ball was mishandled on the Central Washington side, and it's 10-6. Tolino will serve again. Here's Andaya with the spike, and Cunningham there for the dig. And sent back over as Maddie Pruden on the kill there. It's 11-6, and Mario Andaya wants to talk things over with his squad. Falcons coming out much better in set number 2 than they did in the first set. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Back inside Arroyo Broen Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast. As Falcons with an 11-6 lead here, and Emily Tolino serving. Wildcats trying to change the momentum with the timeout call. Here's Andaya just around the antenna. And Antoniak is blocked by Andaya and Alyssa Smith. And it'll be Ashley Kaufman to serve for Central Washington. And that one's into the net. Falcons will take it back with a 5-point lead. And Ashley Antoniak will serve. Sydney Perry will check in for Paige Dawson.
Sydney Perry returns to your Falcon lineup.
12-7. And Antoniak to serve. Stiers digs that one up. Kylie Thorne taps it over, and Falcons able to get it back, and a nice heads-up play there by Hannah Stiers, seeing an open corner of the court and just two-handing it over to that corner. As this will be Rachel Lambrecht checking in to serve for Central. 12-8. Tolino sets it up for Perry, and Perry sends it over for the kill. Perry had the dig and the kill on that one. Hannah Hare in for SBU. And it'll be Allison Wilkes serving for the Falcons. Trying to keep some momentum going here, and that one tapped over by Tia Andaya, and none of the Falcons came to get it. Dropped it right in between two or three of them. Mariana Payne in, and it'll be Tia Andaya to serve. 13-9. Wildcats trying to cut into the lead. This one sent over. Tolino for Pruden. And it's out of bounds. Pruden sends it just long. And that'll make it a 13-10 margin now. Wildcats within 3. Andaya will put it in play. And this is going to be an ace. Sydney Perry unable to handle that one cleanly. And the Wildcats back within 2 now, 13-11. Jason Ryan wants to talk things over with his squad now, and he calls a timeout. We will step aside as well on the SBU webcast. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Back inside Royal Broen Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast. As Tia Andaya will serve, remaining on serve after the timeout. And that one hits the net. And I think that's the second time we've seen that happen after a timeout with Andaya serving. So may not happen again tonight, but Falcons taking advantage of a couple of service errors from Andaya after timeouts. Andaya goes to get that one. Sets it up for Payne, who taps it over. Cunningham for Perry. And that one blocked out of bounds. That's going to be the Falcons' point. It is 15-11. Falcons back up by 4. Sydney Perry, 4 kills for SPU. And Emma Dowd-Abear still leading the way. For the Wildcats was 6, but those were all in the first set. Lambert puts that one into the net, and the Wildcats will get it back. Kylie Thorne will serve. Wildcats have had a lot of success under Mario Andaya, obviously in his 27th year. Perry sends that one over for the kill. And the Falcons resume a 4-point lead here. Perry will serve again. Wildcats have been in the tournament a lot this year. We'll talk a little bit about the GNAC in between the second and third sets here. But these teams kind of trying to fight it out with Northwest Nazarene for that third spot in the GNAC. Kaufman spikes it over for the kill. Lands it well in bounds. Paige Dawson will come back in for Sydney Perry. And Hannah Stiers will serve for Central. Lambert sets it up for Hare, and that's going to be a spike and a kill for Hannah Hare. 17-13. Cunningham will serve. There we go, Cunningham, sophomore out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. There's Payne with the spike. Falcons keep it alive. Aaron Smith, 2 hands. And Payne again, another crack at it, and puts it over for the kill. That'll make it 17-14 as Remsburg will come back in for Payne. And Sydney Remsburg to serve. Antoniak with the dig. Aaron Smith sends it back. And now here's Kaufman, and she sends it out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Falcons. That'll make it 18-14. Pruden and Tolino back for SPU. Tolino will serve. Thorne the dig. Here's Kaufman with the spike and a kill, as Paige Dawson couldn't come up with that one. That'll make it 18-15. And Ashley Kaufman to serve. Dawson digs that one up. Pruden with the left hand sends it over. Here's Andaya, and she's blocked by Allison Wilkes. And that'll make it a 4-point margin again for SPU. Perry back in. Ashley Kaufman now 6 kills for Central. She leads them in kills. This is Thorne tapping it over. Here's Perry. She gets it over the net. And now Andaya sends it back. And Antoniak there. And here's Thorne. Falcons able to keep it alive. Thorne again. Pruden will send it back in bounds. And Antoniak sends it over for the kill. Good action back and forth on that point. And the Falcons take a 5-point lead, 20-15. And Mario Andaya calls a timeout. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast in just a moment. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. Falcons trying to close out this second set. They have a 5-point lead, trying to tie this matchup at 1 set apiece. And the Wildcats going to need to string a few points together to pull out this second set. But not out of the realm of possibility at all. Ashley Antoniak will serve. And there's Alyssa Smith spiking it over for the kill. And that will put the Wildcats back within 4. Dowd Hebert checks in, and so does Rachel Lambrecht. Lambrecht will serve. 20-16. And Lambrecht puts it over. Tolino cross-court set for Pruden. And that one's going to drop on the central side. That'll make it a 5-point margin again as Hannah Hare comes back in. 21-16. Falcons by 5. Allison Wilkes to serve. Tipped over by Dowd Hebert, and the Falcons able to return it. Here's Dowd Hebert, and Wilkes is there. Back over the net. Here's Dowd Hebert again, a third crack at it. Falcons able to handle that one too. Perry is blocked, and they're going to blow that one dead and give the point to the Wildcats. And so they are back within 4 now, 21-17. And Tia Andaya will serve. This is Hannah Hare spiking it over. Andaya is able to dig that one up. Payne sends it back. And Hare sent that one out of bounds. And so the Wildcats back within 3. 21-18. And Tia Andaya will serve. Second set tightening up just a bit. Perry is blocked. That was Dowd Hebert, and Payne getting to that one. And it's a 2-point margin. Jason Ryan takes a timeout, wants to talk things over. We have a close second set coming here down the stretch. Falcons by 2. Trying to tie up the match at 1 set apiece. We'll be right back. Back to action here inside Royal Brown Pavilion. We're at Iron Coaching Court here at Seattle Pacific University. And it'll be Tia Andaya to serve. And again, out of a timeout. This time puts it over. And Maddie Pruden sends it back. Kaufman, Tolino there for the dig. And Cunningham unable to get to that one. And the Wildcats take the point and move within 1. 21-20. Falcons had a 20-15 lead not long ago. And the Wildcats have scored 5 out of the last 6. Andaya again now serving for the tie. Tolino and Perry will two-hand that one over. Andaya sets it up for Dowd Hebert. And that one out of bounds, and the Falcons take the point. Dowd Hebert just missed that sideline. Lindsay Lambert will check in and serve. Aaron Smith back in up front. Falcons up by 2, 22-20. And Lambert puts it over. And Daya for Payne. And Lambert diving for the dig there. That's going to be out of bounds. And the Wildcats back within 1.
Kylie Thorne is serving for the Wildcats.
Kylie Thorne now serving for the tie. Lambert cross-court set for Aaron Smith. Stiers is there for the dig. And now Kaufman taps it over. Cunningham over to Aaron Smith, and she sends that one out of bounds. And we are tied up at 22-22 here in the second set. Falcons had a 20-15 lead. They cannot afford to let this set slip away. But that is where the momentum is headed right now as Kylie Thorne puts it over the net. Perry will volley it back over. Here is Mariana Payne, and that one is off of Antoniak, and the Wildcats take the lead, 23-22.
All right, Falcon fans, keep cheering on, SBU.
Kylie Thorne will serve again. Falcons need to tie this one up on this point. Lambert for Hannah Hare, and Hare comes up with the big kill there to tie it back up at 23. Sydney Perry now will serve to try to put the Falcons back in front. That one is tapped out, and Daya was trying to set it up. And now the Falcons with a set point as the Falcons have scored the last 2. It is 24-23. And Sydney Perry to put it in play. This is going to be Payne, and it's blocked. And they're going to give the point to the Falcons on that one. I thought it landed out of bounds, but it is a good block there. And the Falcons hang on. They were down momentarily just a moment ago, 23-22. They score the last 3 of the set and take a 25-23 set number 2 win. And we are tied at 1 set apiece here on the SBU webcast. 5-minute intermission, and that's already ticking away. We'll be back in a couple of minutes and get you ready for set number 3, tied up at a set apiece. Welcome back inside Royal Brown Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you after 2 sets of play. We are tied at 1 apiece as the Wildcats got the first one 25-15 and the Falcons battled back to take the second set 25-23. A little bit closer finish there. As let's take a look around the GNAC real quick, and then we'll give you some stats through 2 sets. As all 7 p.m. matches tonight, the Alaska Fairbanks Nanooks at Western Washington, who is ranked number 10, and Alaska Anchorage is ranked number 9. They are at Simon Fraser tonight, so you know what that means. If you kind of know how the GNAC schedule works, when the Alaska schools are at Western Washington and Simon Fraser, they're going to switch spots on Saturday. Alaska Anchorage, ranked number 9, is going to take on the number 10 Western Washington Vikings, a top 10 showdown coming up on Saturday. We have this one going on here, and then Northwest Nazarene is at Montana State Billings tonight. The 2 teams that are not in action tonight, Western Oregon and Simon Fraser, St. Martin's. Western Oregon and St. Martin's will be in action on Saturday. We will have Billings here. Central Washington will head to, we'll have Northwest Nazarene here. Central Washington will head to Montana State Billings. And on Saturday, Simon Fraser going to host Alaska Fairbanks, and Western Washington going to host Alaska Anchorage. As we get ready for set number 3, quickly, 6 kills apiece for Emma Dowd-Hebert, Mariana Payne, and Ashley Kaufman for the Wildcats. 6 kills for Sydney Perry, 4 apiece for Maddie Pruden and Hannah Hare. And 15 assists from Tia Andaya, 9 for Emily Tolino, as it'll be Ashley Kaufman to serve. Tolino and Perry will send it over for the first kill.
Falcons start out with a point.
Through 2 sets, Hannah Steyer's 11 digs for Central, and Emily Tolino and Lindsay Lambert each with 8. And Abigail Cunningham, the libero for the Falcons, just 3 digs in the first 2 sets. A little unusual to see the setters leading the way in digs, as we're tied up at 1 now. 4 blocks for Emma Dowd-Hebert through 2 sets, and 3 for Mariana Payne. 4 for Hannah Hare for SPU. Here's Maddie Pruden. And that one is going to be caught by the official on the platform above the net. 3 blocks for Allison Wilkes through 2 sets. Just one other note on the Anchorage and Western Washington matchup coming up on Saturday. Anchorage beat Western Washington the first time that they saw each other. And Anchorage still, there's an ace there for the Falcons. Lambert with the ace. But Alaska Anchorage 11-0 in conference, and they are 21-1 overall. And they now have 2 GNAC record holders in a couple of different statistical categories, as Eve Stevens set the GNAC record in career kills earlier this season. Now, Ellen Floyd, their setter, has the GNAC record for career aces as a server. And so they are just having a spectacular year, the Alaska Anchorage Seawolves. These teams trying to get into that mix in the West region. And right now, Central Washington is inside the mix at the moment. You got to figure, as this one is heading into the seats, and Kylie Thorne is able to save it. That one sent over by Aaron Smith. Falcons have a 6-1 lead here in the 3rd set. Lambert will serve again. As Anchorage, Alaska Anchorage, and Western Washington pretty much guaranteed to be in the NCAA tournament. This one is going to end up on the SPU side, and Central Washington will get the point. But they're down 6-2 here early in the third set. Tia Andaya will serve for Central. It's still another spot or two open in that NCAA tournament field for maybe potentially both of these teams. But Northwest Nazarene, if they can beat Billings tonight, they would go to 8-4 in conference. Here's Perry sending it over. Thorne back for the kill. Kylie Thorne gets that one over as that one went back and forth a bit. It is 6-3 now here in the third set. SPU with the early lead, and Daya puts it into the net.
Service error, Falcon point.
That'll make it 7-3. And it'll be Sydney Perry serving. Perry sends it over. And a cross-court set there, but Andaya hit it twice.
Perry back to serve.
And the Falcons with a 5-point lead, 8-3. Wildcats roared back and took the lead momentarily at 23-22. Dowd Hebert comes up short on that one. And Mario Andaya not liking what he is seeing out there from his squad. He calls a timeout here early in the third set. 9-3 SPU with the lead, trying to go up 2-1 here at Royal Brown Pavilion. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Back to Iron Coaching Court. Greg Sexton with you on the SB webcast. And the Falcons serving out of the timeout. Sydney Perry serving. 9-3 they lead here in the third set. As the Wildcats came out and ran over the Falcons in the first set. They won the first set 25-15. But Falcons able to get set number 2 and get the early lead here in set number 3. Here's Antoniak, and she's blocked. Cunningham is there. Antoniak will get another crack at it. And Daya diving for it. Sent over by Antoniak again. Here's Aaron Smith with the spike in the kill. And the Falcons take a 10-3 lead. As that one was back and forth a few times, but Aaron Smith had it set up on a platter and was able to get a good swing on that one. Sydney Perry sending it over. Here is Payne, and she's blocked by Hannah Hare. 11-3 Falcons here in the third set. And the Wildcats going to need to string some points together here to try to get this one turned around. Here's Sydney Perry serving again. Stiers. And now Andaya will set it up for Kaufman. Good dig there by Lambert. Here is Aaron Smith sending it back. Stiers for Thorne. She gets it over the front line, and that's going to be a kill for Kylie Thorne. 11-4. And Thorne will serve. Kylie Thorne, the Pasco, Washington native. Each of these teams has a player from Richland, Washington. Haven't seen either one of them in the match. But always got to call out the Tri-Cityans. That's where I'm from originally. Here's Antoniak sending it over. And now Hannah Hare. Wildcats still able to keep it alive. Kaufman sends it back. And Falcons back over. Payne partially blocked. Here's Aaron Smith. Stiers will set it up for Kaufman. She's blocked. And now Thorne taps it over. Hare, and now Hare sends it back. Here's Andaya for Payne, and that's going to be a kill for the Wildcats as Mariana Payne is able to get it over. And Kylie Thorne will serve again, 11-5. SPU with Lindsay Rosenthal from Richland, Washington, and then Morgan Maxwell for the Wildcats. As Lambert with the fake set, it doesn't work. Dawood Hebert returns it. And it's 11-7. It's actually 11-6. Got a little ahead of myself. Trying to give the Wildcats another point. Here's Antoniak. She's blocked. Hare gets it back over. Saved in bounds, and Payne will put it over. Here's Aaron Smith. That one hits the floor. Kylie Thorne tried to dig it up. Couldn't do it. And it's 12-6. Cunningham will serve as Allison Wilkes checks back in up front. And Cunningham serves. Stiers dives and sends it back over. Here's Antoniak. She's blocked. Payne and Dawood Hebert there for the block up front. Now Alyssa Smith will check in for Dawood Hebert. And Hannah Stiers will serve. 12-7. Falcons still with a 5-point lead here in the third set. Wildcats, some points to play with to try to get back in this. And actually in the second set they were down 20-15 and came back and took the lead. Wildcats take the point there. They were only unable to hold that lead though as the Falcons won set number 2. But the Wildcats trying to dig out of another hole here in set number 3, and they trail by 4. Hannah Stiers sends it over. Here's Aaron Smith. Stiers there for the dig. This is Kaufman. She's blocked, and Stiers goes chasing after it and can't get to it. And the Falcons take the point. Tolino will serve. And Maddie Pruden back in up front as well for SPU. 13-8. Falcons a 5-point lead. Tolino sends it over. Andaya for Payne. And here's Wilkes with a spike in the kill. As the Wildcats unable to return that one. 14-8. And it'll be Emily Tolino to serve. Here's Andaya setting it up for Kaufman. She's blocked. Thorne sends it back. Tolino pops it up in the air. And Pruden volleys it back. Here's Andaya for Payne. And this one's going to be off the hands of Paige Dawson into the seats. That'll be a kill for Mariana Payne, who will check out now. Sydney Rensburg back in. 14-9. Falcons lead by 5. Trying to go up 2 sets to 1. And of course the Wildcats trying to do the same thing. Pruden sends it over with the left hand. And that'll make it 15-9 Falcons. Sydney Perry back in for Paige Dawson. And Ashley Antoniak will serve for SPU. Remsburg, cross-court set for Andaya. And that one hit into the net. Falcons with another point. And they are up by 7. Here in the third set, Antoniak will serve. (16-9). Remsburg sets it up for Kaufman. This one bouncing off the basketball hoop above the court. And Cunningham tried to get to it, couldn't do it. And it'll be a point for the Wildcats. Basketball coming up before too long here. But not what's going on tonight. Here's Kylie Thorne tapping it over. Falcons able to keep it alive, and Emily Tolino will volley it back. Remsburg for Andaya. Tolino cross-court set for Perry, and this is going to be saved by the Wildcats. Here's Wilkes. Stiers there. And the fake set, no, that wasn't actually a fake set. It was just Alyssa Smith sending it over. Wilkes dumps it over with 2 hands and finds an open spot on the court. And the Falcons go back up by 7. 17-10, Allison Wilkes will serve. Falcons came out flat in the first set, and they have really gotten it going here. That one sent over by Thorne, and that'll be a kill. Rachel Lambrecht will serve for the Wildcats. 17-11. Wildcats trying to cut into that lead. Antoniak with the spike in the kill as Lambrecht couldn't come up with it. 18-11. Here come Lambert and Smith back in for SPU. And Alyssa Smith. And actually she'll check out. Hannah Stiers checking in for the Central Washington Wildcats. 18-11 Falcons here in the third set. Here's Lindsay Lambert sending it over. Daoud Hebert with a spike in the kill. And she hadn't. She just registered her 7th kill of the match and had 6 in the first set. First one since the first set. Tia Andaya will send it over. And that one's going to go out of bounds and be a Central point.
Wildcats point.
So they are back within 5, 18-13. And Andaya to serve again. Antoniak able to dig that one. Smith sends it over. Thorne with the spike in the kill. And Central Washington back within 4. 18-14. And Daya will serve. And Jason Ryan wants to talk things over before the Wildcats get too much momentum going here. 18-14, Falcons with the lead here in the third set. Tied up at a set apiece. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back to Iron Coaching Court inside Royal Braun Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast as the Falcons with an 18-14 lead. And the student section having a hard time keeping their shoes on, as we've seen a couple of them hit the floor in the last few minutes, but keeping them off the sideline. But this is going to be Sydney Perry sending it over. And Daya for Daoud Hebert. Lambert sets it up for Smith, and she's blocked. Falcons keep it alive. Perry sends it over, and that's going to be a kill as it gets in between a couple of Wildcats. And the Falcons go back up by 5, 19-14.
Perry serving.
Sydney Perry to serve. Kylie Thorne couldn't get that one over. And the Falcons now a 6-point lead, 20-14.
Timeout has been called by Central Washington.
And Mario Andaya going to take a timeout here and talk some things over with his squad. We'll be right back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. 20-14 Falcons in the third set with the match tied at a set apiece. Getting ready to resume play here inside Royal Braun Pavilion as the Falcons with a 20-14 lead. And Sydney Perry on serve. Perry out of Cave Creek, Arizona. One of 2 Arizona natives on the Falcons roster. Ashley Antoniak, the other one. Perry will put it in play. Here's Ndaya setting it up for Mariana Payne, and the Falcons keep it alive. Antoniak sends it back. Perry volleys it back over. Ndaya for Payne again, and that time Mariana Payne with the spike and the kill. And the Wildcats back within 5, 20-15.
Back in for Seattle Pacific, number 6, Paige Dawson.
Paige Dawson back in for SPU. Kylie Thorne will serve for Central. Dawson there for the dig. Here's Aaron Smith tapping it over. Thorne sends it back. Cunningham able to get there, and Aaron Smith spikes it over and lands it in bounds for the kill. Falcons back by 6. Wilkes for Hare, and it'll be Cunningham to serve. As the Falcons starting to close in on this third set. Still need a few more. And there's a spike and a kill by Emma Daoud Hebert. That'll make it 21-16. Alyssa Smith back in for the Wildcats. And Hannah Stiers will serve. Wildcats. Let's see here. Maybe Jason Ryan asked for the officials to take a look.
Seattle Pacific coach is challenging the original decision of whether the ball was in.
That play is being reviewed as the call went the Wildcats' way, and Jason Ryan thought that he may have seen otherwise, so Robin Buck, the official on the side of the court where the scorer's table is actually going to just come back behind the scorer's table instead of having them turn the monitor around. And she will get a look at the play there. Certainly didn't see anything that would lead me up here in kind of on one end of the court, above the court, to see that that one should have gone any differently than it did. But we'll see if they decide to reverse this one. Robin Buck having explaining the decision with to a few of the people there at the scorer's table, and they do stick with the original call. So the Wildcats will serve, and it'll be Hannah Stiers, the libero for the Wildcats, to put it in play. Here's Allison Wilkes, and Kylie Thorne is there for the dig. That one's going to go long. Ashley Kaufman sends it out. And the Falcons back up by 6. Tolino and Pruden back in. Tolino going with the full tights tonight, as is Abigail Cunningham. And, of course, on the Wildcat side, Emma Dowd-Bear going with that look tonight as well. This one blocked by Wilkes. And Toniak was there as well. 23-16, Falcons by 7. And just 2 points to go to clinch this third set. Emily Tolino will put it in play. Stiers will send it back over for Kaufman. Here's Pruden, lands it in bounds, and that is going to be a kill for Maddie Pruden and a set point here, as Emily Tolino will serve for set number 3. Falcons trying to come back from a 1-0 deficit in the match and take a 2-1 lead. This one is blocked by Wilkes and Antoniak, and the Falcons win the third set 25-16. And we will have set number 4 coming up for you in just a moment. Falcons have completely flipped the script here and taken a 2-1 lead. We'll be back in just a moment with the 4th set of the match. Do not be surprised if Central comes back and pushes this one to a 5th, as these teams battled to 5 sets in Ellensburg a few weeks ago. But we'll see how set number 4 goes in just a moment here on the SP Webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you. Falcons take set number 3, 25-16, and they go up 2-1. We take a look at some of the stats from the first 3 sets. Kylie Thorne, 10 kills for Central Washington, 9 for Payne, 8 for Daoud Hebert, 7 for Kaufman. And Tia Andaya has 4 kills and 20 assists, a couple of blocks and 8 digs for Andaya, and she does kind of fill up the stat sheet as they use her as both a setter and an outside hitter. Sydney Remsburg, 14 assists and 6 blocks for Daoud Hebert, 5 for Mariana Payne, 17 digs for Hannah Stiers. Kylie Thorne with 9 digs, closing in on a double-double. And for the Falcons, 9 digs for Sydney Perry, 7 for Maddie Pruden, 6 for Aaron Smith, 13 assists for Emily Tolino, 9 for Lambert, and 6 blocks for Allison Wilkes, 5 for Hare. 12 digs apiece from Tolino and Lambert, still leading the way in digs. Abigail Cunningham, the libero, with 7 now, as well as Ashley Antoniak, also with 7 digs. And speaking of Ashley Antoniak, she will serve first here in set number 4. And here we go, as Antoniak will move over to the left side. And that one just crawls over the net and gets over. And Allison Wilkes up front for a block on the first point of the 4th set. Maddie Pruden there with the help. And Antoniak will serve again. And this is Daoud Hebert with the spike in the kill to tie it up at 1 apiece. Hannah Stiers will serve for Central Washington. Alyssa Smith back in up front on the Central side. Stiers sends it over. Here's Tolino setting it up for Wilkes, and she's blocked by Smith. Perry sends it over, and the Wildcats initially blocked it but couldn't get it back over the net. 2-1 as it'll be Allison Wilkes to serve. Hannah Hare in up front. Here is Mariana Payne, and Pruden pops that one up in the air. Antoniak sends it back. Blocked there, but Smith gets it back over for the Wildcats. Alyssa Smith. Pruden couldn't quite get that one over, or it came right back to her. And they give the point to the Wildcats. Sydney Remsburg will serve for Central. 2-2 here in the 4th set. Wildcats needing to get this one to push it to a 5th set. Wildcats won the 1st set, and the Falcons have taken the 2nd and 3rd. And Perry kind of whiffs on that one, couldn't get it back over. Wildcats go up 3-2. Remsburg will serve. That one going to go out of bounds, just long, and it'll be 3-3 as the Falcons will take it back. Lindsay Lambert will check in and serve. Aaron Smith in up front for the Falcons. And Lambert serves. Kaufman the dig. Now Kaufman spiking it over, and Lambert gets a hand on it. Thought about letting it go, and that may have landed out of bounds if she had not touched it. Wildcats with a 4-3 lead, and Ashley Kaufman serving. Antoniak the dig. Here is Hannah Hare with a spike and a kill, putting it right in between a couple of defenders. And the Falcons tie it back up at 4. Sydney Perry will serve. Steyer's the dig. Here's Andaya, and that one long. And it's a point for the Falcons. 5-4. Falcons in front here in the 4th set. If the Falcons can get this set or the next, both of these teams will be 7-5 in conference.
Central Washington point.
As that is going to be a point for the Wildcats, and they tie it back up at 5.
Serving is Alyssa Smith for
Alyssa Smith will serve for Central. Northwest Nazarene playing at Billings tonight. And Smith gets that one over. Falcons with a 6-5 lead here in the 4th set. And Abigail Cunningham serving.
For your Falcons.
Cunningham gets it over. Steyer's the other libero with the dig. This is going to be Erin Smith, and she sends it along. We're tied back up at 6.
Last touch by Central.
Northwest Nazarene did already actually close out Montana State Billings in 3 sets tonight. So Northwest Nazarene going to 8-4 in conference play. And Tia Andaya will serve. Antoniak sends it over. They blow it dead. And the Falcons take the point there. Pruden and Tolino back in for SPU. Tolino and Erin Smith, both from Carlsbad, California. 7-6 Falcons. And Northwest Nazarene is going to be alone in 3rd if the Falcons can win this one. That one sent over. Here's Wilkes sending it back. And now Kylie Thorne taps it over. Tolino there. Here's Pruden. Steyer's back to get it. And that one's going to be sent over by Mariana Payne. And that'll make it 7 apiece here in the 4th set. Kylie Thorne will serve for Central. Of course, the big matchup on Saturday, that one hits in. Falcons let it go. And an ace for Thorne. Central Washington taking the lead at 8-7. And Thorne sends it over. Here's Pruden with the left hand. Wildcats able to keep that alive and send it back. Antoniak taps it over. Here's Andaya setting it up for Thorne. Good dig there by Cunningham. Here's Antoniak, and she sends it out of bounds.
That's out of bounds.
And that'll make it 9-7, Central by 2. The matchup between two top 10 teams, Anchorage number 9, Western Washington number 10. That one coming up in Bellingham on Saturday. That one blocked by Dowd Hebert and Payne. And the Wildcats go up by 3 here, 10-7. And Jason Ryan wants a timeout. He'll take one. 10-7, Wildcats by 3 here in the 4th set, trying to tie it back up at 2 sets apiece. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Royal Browan Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SP webcast. Wildcats by 3 now.
Central serves after the timeout. All right, Falcon fans.
It's Kylie Thorne
Ramp it up. Here we go.
to put it in play. Thorne sends it over, and the Wildcats, or the Falcons rather, able to keep it alive. Zendaya setting it up for Payne. Falcons able to keep that one alive and send it back over. That's Antoniak putting it over, and she will serve now as Sydney Perry checks back in for Paige Dawson. Antoniak to serve. Stiers for the dig. And here's Ashley Kaufman with a spike and a kill for the Wildcats. Alyssa Smith will check in for Kaufman now. And it'll be Stiers to serve. 11-8. Wildcats by 3 here in the 4th set. That one going over the net. Kaufman sends it back. And Cunningham volleys it over. Payne, and that one did not clear the net. It's a Falcons point. 11-9. Falcons back within 2, and Allison Wilkes to serve. And Dia sets it up for Kaufman. She's blocked, but it went out of bounds. It is Central's point. 12-9. Remsburg back in to serve for the Wildcats. That one over the net. And Andaya sends it back for the kill. For the Wildcats, it is a 4-point margin now for Central here in the 4th set, as they try to push it to a 5th. These two teams could end up playing a total of 10 sets in 2 matches. That one off the ceiling a little bit. Hannah Hare sends it over, and it's blocked. Sydney Perry over the front line. And now Kaufman is blocked. And that one crawls over. Here's Pruden. There is Thorne for the dig. And that one's going to end up on the Central Washington side. Falcons with the point. They move back within 3. Lambert back in to serve. And Aaron Smith back in up front. 13-10, Wildcats by 3. Falcons 2 sets up. Falcons up 2 sets to 1 rather. Here's Andaya, and that's going to be a kill for Tia Andaya again. And that will make it a 4-point margin. Ashley Kaufman will serve. Lambert sets it up for Perry. She's blocked. Cunningham gets it back over, and it hits the floor on the Central side. Cunningham just kind of popped that one up in the air, and nobody got to it for the Wildcats. And the Falcons will take it, 14-11. And now they're checking on Hannah Stiers, who is kind of limping a little bit. They're wiping up some moisture on the Central Washington side. And checking on Stiers. I think she's going to be okay. A little bit of a grimace on that face, but she seems to be okay. Floor is dry on the Central side. And Hannah Hare there for the block. And that's going to stay on the Central side. And the Falcons back within 2, 14-12. Sydney Perry to serve. Stiers there for the dig. Here's Thorne sending it back. Antoniak gets that one around the antenna. Andaya blocked. And Hare there again. Here's Andaya tapping it over. Cunningham comes up to get it. Nobody there for the Falcons. And it'll be a point for the Wildcats. Paige Dawson will check back in. 15-12. Wildcats by 3. And it'll be Rachel Lambrecht to serve for the Central Washington Wildcats. Hannah Hare with a spike in the kill. Falcons within 2 again. Wilkes will check in on the SPU side. And Hannah Stiers back in for Central. Thorne with the spike in the kill. And Kylie Thorne having a good match for Central Washington. And that's going to be her 11th kill. And it'll be Tia Andaya to serve for Central. They lead by 3 here in the 4th set, 16-13. Here's Erin Smith. She's blocked by Thorne and Daoud Hebert. And it's a 4-point margin. And it'll be Andaya serving again. Falcons in a little danger here as we move later into this 4th set. Antoniak sends it over. Thorne sends it back, and that's going to be a kill for Central as it went off a couple of Falcon hands. And it's a 5-point margin now for the Wildcats. Jason Ryan will take a timeout for SPU. And we will step aside as well on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back in just a moment. 18-13, Wildcats trying to force it to a 5th set. Back to action here inside Aurora Brown Pavilion. 18-13, Central Washington with the lead. Tia Andaya serving. And she's 3 kills away from a triple-double. She's got the assists and the digs. Here is Kylie Thorne, who has a double-double, and she's got another kill there. And it is 19-13. Wildcats opening up a lead here in this 4th set. Tia Andaya will serve. Lambert sets it up for Wilkes, and that's going to be a kill for Allison Wilkes. Tolino and Pruden back in for SPU. Emily Tolino, as I mentioned, a sophomore out of Carlsbad, California. And Maddie Pruden, a junior from Poulsbo, Washington, just across the water. That's going to go out of bounds as Tolino sends it long. And the Wildcats retake a 6-point lead. Kylie Thorne will serve. 20-14, Wildcats with the lead. Falcons had a 20-15 lead in the second set, and that one goes out of bounds. And it is 20-15 now. Ashley Antoniak will serve. Falcons had a 20-15 lead in set number 2. Wildcats came back and took a 23-22 lead, but then the Falcons with the last 3 points of that set. Kaufman sends it over. And Perry
Last touch by Central Washington.
got it off of a deflection from the Wildcats there. And so it's a kill for Sydney Perry. And she is in double figures in that department. And there's Kylie Thorne to dig. Payne taps it over. Pruden sends it back, and it's a kill for Maddie Pruden. And the Falcons back within 3. 20-17. Antoniak will serve again for SPU. And this is Dowd Abear tapping it over. Tolino sets it up for Wilkes. And the Falcons on a bit of a run here, back within 2. It was a 6-point margin. The Falcons have scored the last 4. It is 20-18. Central Washington leading by 2. And Mario Andaya will take a timeout. We will as well here on the SPU webcast. We'll be right back with you in just a moment. Back inside Royal Groen Pavilion, Falcons have scored the last 4 to crawl back to within 2 here. 20-18 here in this 4th set. And Central trying to get the momentum going the other way. Still a 2-point lead for the Wildcats. And Ashley Antoniak trying to get them back within 1. Kaufman is blocked by Wilkes. And it lands inbounds. 20-19. Falcons have scored 5 in a row. And Antoniak will serve to try to tie up this 4th set. That one's going to go out. And the Wildcats on the service there take a 2-point lead again. Alyssa Smith in for Emma Dowd-Abear. Hannah Stiers will serve for CWU. Cunningham the dig. Tolino sets it up for Pruden. And Thorne is there. And blocked. As that one almost crawled back over the net. Pruden and Wilkes there. And Wilkes kind of a sigh of relief there as that ball just about came back over. Not sure. They're going to wipe up some more moisture on the Central Washington side. Not sure if that one would have still counted if it had come back over, or most likely would have. Falcons don't have to worry about it. They're back within a point. Again, 21-20, and Allison Wilkes serving for the tie. Stiers lets that one go. And it's in. And it's an ace for Allison Wilkes. Stiers made the decision at the last second to let it go, and it landed in. 21-21 here in the fourth set after the Falcons were down 20-14 just moments ago. Kylie Thorne, and Daya sets it up for Payne, and it's blocked up front. This is going to be Kaufman, and she lands it in for the kill. And the Wildcats go back in front, 22-21. Remsburg will serve. And Cunningham back in for SPU. 22-21, Wildcats by a point here in the fourth set. Tolino sets it up for Hare, and Hannah Hare ties it back up at 22. Lambert and Smith checking in. And Lindsay Lambert serving. Lambert with trying to come up with some critical points here in this fourth set. Here's Andaya tapping it over. Hannah Hare there. And that one thought that it had gone back over, but it was, I did not see it correctly from my line of vision up here as Central Washington takes the point. They go up 23-22. Here's Lambert setting it up for Aaron Smith, and Stiers is there for the dig. And Daya taps it back over, and the Wildcats, or the Falcons can't keep it alive. The Wildcats take the point, and the Wildcats will have a set point as it was tied at 22, but the Wildcats have scored the last two. And now Ashley Kaufman serving for the set. That is going to crawl over the net, and that will land in there for an ace. And Central is going to push this one to a fifth set. The Falcons got it tied back up at 22 after being down 20-14, but the Wildcats, with the last 3 points of the fourth set, they win at 25-22. Coin toss going on right now. We will step aside and be right back in just a moment with set number 5 coming up here on the SBU webcast. Back inside Royal Browan Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Here we go, set number 5 on tap. As these teams played 5 sets in Ellensburg a few weeks ago, they will go 5 again here tonight. 10 sets here between these two teams during the regular season. As we take a look at the stats, and Tia Andaya is just 1 kill away from a triple-double. She's got 9 kills, 26 assists, and 11 digs. Kylie Thorne, 13 kills to lead the way for the Wildcats. Ashley Kaufman, 11, and Mariana Payne with 10. Emma Dowd-Hebert with 9 as well. 26 assists for Andaya, 21 for Remsburg. And they get 22 digs from Hannah Stiers. 7 blocks from Emma Dowd-Hebert to this point in the match. For the Falcons, 11 kills for Sydney Perry, 8 for Maddie Pruden, 7 apiece for Antoniak and Aaron Smith and Hannah Hare. And 19 assists from Emily Tolino, 14 from Lindsay Lambert. They both have double-doubles, as they both have double figures in digs as well. Tolino 15 digs, Lambert 13 digs, Abigail Cunningham 15 digs for SPU, and Allison Wilkes 9 blocks to lead the way in that department. And we are ready for set number 5. This is post-COVID, and the team's playing without masks. They will switch sides once somebody gets to 8 here in the 5th set. Pruden sends it long, and the Wildcats will take the first point of the 5th set. And Kylie Thorne will serve. Thorne, the Pasco, Washington native, has had a solid match for the Wildcats. Here's Pruden. That one is going to be kept alive. Steyer sends it back. Tolino sets it up for Wilkes, and that one is out of bounds. And Jason Ryan disagreeing. He thought that it was tapped out, and he's immediately going to show that green card to the official. Thought for sure that Central tapped it out. I couldn't tell for sure from up here. But on first glance, I tend to agree with what the officials called. But we will see, as Jason Ryan clearly thought he saw a deflection from the Wildcats. So, Robin Buck over to take a look at the scorer's table and see if one of the Wildcats did deflect that one out. As this is early on in the 5th set, but really every point critical, and especially when you get to a 5th set and you're only playing to 15 as opposed to 25. As if this is reversed, Falcons will tie it back up at 1 apiece. Allison Wilkes definitely reacted as if she had gotten the point there for the Falcons. And Jason Ryan clearly thought that he saw a deflection. I don't know why it is that they do have yellow and red cards in volleyball. You never see them hardly unless one of the coaches is just losing it. I don't know that I've ever seen actually a red card. But they have the green cards for when they want to challenge. They do stick with the initial call there, and Central Washington did not touch it on the way out of bounds. And so the Wildcats with a 2-0 lead here in the 5th set, and Kylie Thorne to serve again. Tolino sets it up for Sydney Perry. Here's Andaya for Thorne, for Kaufman rather, and Ashley Kaufman sends it over for the kill. And it'll be Thorne to serve. 3-0. Wildcats with the early lead here in the 5th set. Thorne gets that one to crawl over the net for an ace. And it is 4-0 here early in the 5th set. And Jason Ryan wants a timeout, and he will take one. Not as many points to work with here in the 5th set. So things going against SPU here early. They'll talk about it. We'll be right back in just a moment. Wildcats jump out to a 4-0 lead here in the 5th set. And Kylie Thorne still serving for Central. And Falcons need to get this momentum turned quickly. Thorne puts it in play. Cunningham the dig. Here is Tolino setting it up for Wilkes. And the Wildcats able to keep that one alive. Tolino now for Pruden, and she's blocked. As that was Dowd Hebert and Ashley Kaufman getting to that one. And it is 5-0 here for the Wildcats here in the 5th set. Things could not be going better for them to this point in this set. Here's Perry and Andaya there for the dig. Kaufman sends it back. Good dig there from Antoniak. Here's Perry again. Blocked. Cunningham keeps it alive. Pruden is blocked. And now here's Pruden with another crack at it. Andaya. Kaufman sends it back. Perry around the antenna. Gets it over. Here is Payne, and it's blocked out of bounds. It's another point for the Wildcats. 6-0 here in set number 5. And it'll be Kylie Thorne again. Here's Tolino for Perry. And Payne is blocked there. Wilkes gets to that one along with Perry. And the Falcons are on the board here in the 5th set. Hannah Hare will come in up front. And Allison Wilkes will serve. 6-1 Wildcats as the Falcons just get their first of the 5th set. And they're going to need to go on a run here as Dowd Hebert lands it out of bounds. And that'll make it 6-2. Wilkes will serve again. Allison Wilkes puts it over. Thorne there for the dig. Here's Kaufman. She's blocked by Hannah Hare. And the Falcons now 3 in a row to get it back to 6-3. Wilkes again serving. Been so many momentum shifts in this match as Payne puts it over. Here's Andaya setting it up for Thorne. Tolino now for Perry. She's blocked. Wilkes there. Hare sends it over, and the Falcons another point. And they are back within 2, 6-4. Wildcats scored the first 6 of this set, and the Falcons respond with a 4-0 run to this point. Wilkes still serving. And Daya cross-court set for Kaufman. That's going to be a kill for Ashley Kaufman as the Falcons unable to handle that one cleanly. 7-4. Hannah Stiers will serve for Central. Stiers puts it over. Perry the dig. Tolino sets it up for Pruden. And Maddie Pruden the kill to get the Falcons back within 2 again. Tolino and Pruden check out. Aaron Smith, Lindsay Lambert check in. Lambert will serve. 7-5. Wildcats by 2. Falcons trying to get a little closer. Here's Kaufman sending it over. Now Perry, and Wildcats keep it alive, barely. Here's Lambert setting it up for Hare, and that's going to be another kill for Hannah Hare, who's had some big points here in the 5th set. And it is 7-6. This was 6-0 Central Washington just moments ago, and now the Wildcats, the Falcons rather, trying to tie it back up. Lindsay Lambert to serve. Here's Andaya setting it up for Payne. She gets it over. They tried to block it, but it stays on the SPU side. The teams will now switch sides of the net as Central leads it 8-6. And it'll be Sydney Remsburg checking in to serve for Central. One of the oddities of volleyball is changing sides of the court mid-set in the fifth set. And they were not doing that for at least a couple of years while the pandemic was kind of at its height. Cunningham can't quite keep that one up off the floor, and the Wildcats take a 3-point lead again, 9-6. Remsburg will serve. Falcons gonna have to dig deep again here. 9-6. Hare is blocked, and that one lands inbounds, and it is 10-6. Wildcats back up by 4 now. As Jason Ryan will take another timeout. Falcons had this down to a 1-point margin, and Central Washington with the last 3 now back out in front by 4. 10-6 in the fifth set. We'll be right back in just a moment. Back inside Brougham Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 10-6, Central Washington with the lead here in the fifth set. And it is Sydney Remsburg serving. Hannah Hare sends it over and back over. But the Wildcats keep it alive, and now they're called for, I think, 4 hits there, as Sydney Perry will serve now for the Falcons. They get the point, and they're going to need some more here to get the momentum back on their side. That one is blocked by Hannah Hare, and she has been big up front here in this fifth set. SPU back within 2, 10-8. Perry will serve again. Here's Kaufman for the. Kaufman actually sends it over now, but she came up with a dig initially too. This one sent over by Kaufman, and the Falcons able to keep it alive. Perry volleys it over. This is going to be Andaya. She's blocked. And now Kaufman sends it over. Perry is there. Here's Aaron Smith. She's blocked. It's on the Central side, and the Falcons back within a point as they've scored the last 3. And Mario Andaya takes a timeout now. He wants to talk things over. Falcons going for the tie after the timeout. 10-9 Central over SPU in the fifth set. We'll be right back in just a moment. 10-9, Central Washington leading Seattle Pacific. This has been such a good match tonight. Sets 1 and 3 were not particularly close, but sets 2 and 4, dramatic finishes, as this one setting up for a dramatic finish here in the 5th set as well. It was the Falcons on the road in Ellensburg a few weeks ago, taking it in 5 sets. And the Wildcats trying to return the favor here. This one is going to go long. Kaufman sent it out of bounds over the end line. It's 10-10. And Sydney Perry will serve for the lead now for the Falcons. Just within this 5th set, some major momentum shifts. Remsburg sets it up for Andaya. She taps it over. Cunningham's there. Here's Aaron Smith. She's blocked. Falcons keep it alive. Antoniak, and that one is out of bounds, as thought Antoniak was asking for, I think she was just asking if somebody deflected it out, but that was not the ruling, and so the Wildcats take the lead back 11-10. And this one's going to be blown dead on a double touch called on the Falcons at an inopportune time. Wildcats by 2, 12-10. Ashley Kaufman to serve again. That one crawls over the net. Cunningham is there. Here is Hare, and a nice dig there by Stiers. Hare again, and that one's going to hit the floor on the central side. Anna Hare has been big for the Falcons. She's going to check out now, though, as Allison Wilkes will come back in. And it'll be Abigail Cunningham to serve. Again, trying to tie the set back up. Stiers the dig. Here's Remsburg setting it up for Andaya. Now Aaron Smith back over. And a double touch called on the Wildcats. And that was at an inopportune time. It is 12-12 here in the 5th set. Cunningham now serving. Again, trying to get SPU in the lead here in the 5th set. Remsburg with the dive, and Andaya sends it back over. Here's Antoniak. She's blocked. Stays on the central side. Here's Kaufman sending it back. Cunningham will set it up for Antoniak. She's blocked. Keeps it alive, though. Antoniak will get another crack at it. This one over the front line, but the Wildcats keep it alive. Kaufman sends it over. Wilkes. Aaron Smith with 2 hands. Here's Remsburg for Kaufman. That one goes out of bounds. And the Falcons take the lead, 13-12. And another timeout called by Mario Andaya. Huge point there as that one went back and forth, and the Falcons end up outlasting the Wildcats on that point, and they take the lead 13-12 after being down 6-0 in this 5th set. And this is a wild one here from Royal Brome Pavilion tonight. 13-12 Falcons lead in the 5th set. We'll catch our breath just for a moment here and be right back in just a moment. Here we go, out of the timeout. Falcons with a 13-12 lead now. Was talking about Tia Andaya closing in on that triple-double, and she has it now. 10 kills, 30 assists, and 15 digs. But it's the Falcons with the lead here, and Abigail Cunningham serving. And now the Wildcats try to respond, and Kylie Thorne smashes it over and ties it back up at 13. Dowd Hebert And Rachel Lambrecht to serve.
Tied at 13.
And it'll be up to Lambrecht here to try to get the Wildcats back in front. This is Erin Smith right at Lambrecht at her feet, and she can't handle it. And Erin Smith with the kill there and a match point. Smith will check out. Tolino back in to serve, and Maddie Pruden back in up front as well. 14-13 Falcons with the set and match point here. And Emily Tolino to put it in play. Remsburg sets it up for Daoud Hebert, and it's tied back up at 14. As Payne will come back in for Central. And now it's going to be Tia Andaya to serve for Central Washington. And they're going to let it go. It goes out of bounds. And the Falcons will have another match point. Sydney Perry will come back in for Paige Dawson. It'll be Ashley Antoniak serving for the match. This one has just been crazy tonight from Royal Brougham Pavilion. Here's Antoniak for the serving for the match now. And that one's going to drop as Andaya slipped. Daoud Hebert couldn't get there. Falcons win it. The Falcons win it in 5 sets. 16-14 is the final score in the 5th set. And the Falcons a huge win here on their home floor. They go to 5-1 at home, and they keep their postseason hopes alive. They go to 7-5 in conference play. Central Washington drops to 7-5 in conference play. Northwest Nazarene has won tonight to go to 8-4. They are alone in 3rd now, and they will be here. The Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks will be here on Saturday at 2 p.m. and that'll be another huge one for the Falcons. They outlast the Central Washington Wildcats. Somebody had to win, somebody had to lose, but man, this was a good match tonight, as the Falcons just wouldn't go away. They were down 6-0 in this 5th set, and they come back and they take it 16-14. Wow, what a match. Let's get you some stats. As the Wildcats, as I mentioned, Tia Andaya with a triple-double, 10 kills, 30 assists, 15 digs, as they use her as both a setter and an outside hitter. Sydney Remsburg, 24 assists as well. 14 kills from Kylie Thorne, 13 from Ashley Kaufman, 12 from, they had 5 players in double figures in kills, as Mariana Payne with 12 and Emma Daoud Hebert had 10. She had 6 of those in the first set. 8 blocks for Daoud Hebert. And as I mentioned, the 15 digs for Andaya, 26 for Hannah Stiers, 12 for Thorne, who had a double-double, and 11 for Kaufman, who also had a double-double for the Wildcats. And for the Falcons, not as many kills on their side. Sydney Perry finishes with 11 to lead the way for them. Hannah Hare with 10, and several of those in that 5th set. Erin Smith had 9. Maddie Pruden had 9. 20 assists for Tolino, 18 for Lambert, 7 for Cunningham. 5 aces for the Falcons, and 5 for Central Washington as well. And for the Falcons, Allison Wilkes, 10 blocks, 5 apiece for Erin Smith and Maddie Pruden. 18 digs from Abigail Cunningham, 16 from Lindsay Lambert, 15 from Emily Tolino, and 11 from Ashley Antoniak. And the Falcons get it done in 5 sets here at Royal Brougham Pavilion in a wild one that just went back and forth a bunch of times. And the Falcons prevail in 5 sets They get the fifth set, 16-14. Let's recap the all 5 sets, just the scores here, as Falcons win 15-25, 25-23, 25-16, 22-25, 16-14. And a quick check around the GNAC before we sign off, as saw just Northwest Nazarene had gone final. Actually, all 4 matches final now, as Western Washington with another win over Alaska Fairbanks. Simon Fraser takes down Alaska Anchorage. Alaska Anchorage loses their first in GNAC play. They are now 11-1. And Western Washington now 10-1. That is a big result from Burnaby, British Columbia, as Simon Fraser takes down the Anchorage Seawolves in 4 sets. And here, of course, we had the 5-setter, Northwest Nazarene at Montana State Billings. They win that one in 3 sets. But that is a huge result, as Alaska Anchorage goes down in GNAC play for the first time to the Simon Fraser Red Leafs. And so this is getting good here, as the Falcons with a match on Saturday. Northwest Nazarene will be here. They'll get 3 on the road after that, to at St. Martin's, at Western Oregon, at Montana State Billings. And then their final 2 will be here on November 10th against Simon Fraser, and on November 12th against Western Washington, the Vikings. They saved them for last. But one step at a time, the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks here next on Saturday, 2 p.m., first serve. We will see you then. Have a good night.